My name is Daniel Crumerlato. I own a business called Ghost Walks, and we do tours throughout the city of Hamilton and Niagara. One of the places that we feature is the Hermitage ruins behind me here. Now, I got into this business back in 1999. I helped found a group called Haunted Hamilton. It was a paranormal group, and we focused in on the most haunted locations throughout the entire city, and this one just was on our radar right from the very beginning. And of course we wanted to do the tours and tell its history, and of course the ghost stories and the most famous legend in Ancaster which is associated with it. Now, one of the main reasons why the Hermitage is so known, at least from the ghostly standpoint, is a famous legend. The legend dates back, I don't even know how long, in the town of Ancaster, and it's become sort of a thing for the kids of Ancaster right back in the 1950s. They would be coming out here to prove that they were brave enough to meet the ghost of William Black. So where does the ghost of William Black come from? Well, it's the legend of Lover's Lane, and it was during the time of Colonel Otto Ives and his niece. It was actually his wife Magdalene. It was her niece, but he saw her not just as a niece but as a daughter, and in turn wanted to make sure that she was married off to the right man, especially the right family, to continue that connection, the higher up end of society. And as she's doing this, going out on different dates with different men, it's not working. And they believe one of the reasons why it's not working is because she had eyes for somebody else. She had eyes for William Black, who was the servant to the Ives family. Now, of course, if you watch the shows like Downton Abbey, you would know that this is not acceptable, especially back in those times. So the two of them were both in love, and they had to sneak around to secret areas of the woods here to spend time together without Otto Ives ever finding out. But the funny thing is, it wasn't the niece that started to get worried about this. It was William Black. He was nervous and he felt guilty about hiding the secret from his boss Otto Ives. Now, yes, it was his boss, but he saw the man as a father, and it was eating him inside to do this to him. Now, he told the niece about his plans. He said, "I want to tell him everything. I want to ask for your hand in marriage." And she knew what would happen, but she didn't say anything. She just let him go. And one night, William Black is sitting with Otto Ives in the parlor of the house. They're discussing the events of the next day, and there's a lull in the conversation. I'm sure at that point he would come forth and talking through all that nervousness and say to Otto, I love your niece. We've been together for a while, and I'd like to have her hand in marriage." And I'm sure Otto Ives didn't agree with that. I'm sure he got angry. Now, they say he ended William Black's employ after that, telling him to get out of the house, to get off the land, and to never come back. Now, William Black would go back into the carriage house where he slept. Now, the very next day, Otto Ives would come out to retrieve William Black, and yes, he was fired, but maybe felt a little bit bad for how he had treated him and wanted to help him along his way. So he goes to the carriage house and opens the door, thinking that William Black would be up sleeping in the loft, but then seeing out of the corner of his eye, William Black's lifeless body hanging from the rafters. Now, understand, back then, it wouldn't have been a scary sight for Otto Ives, a military man. No, this disgusted him because it was somebody throwing God's gift back in their face. For what? For love? He didn't see that as a true purpose. So he would cut William Black down, letting his body land in a waiting manure cart, take the cart up to where Sulphur Springs and Lover's Lane meet today, and he would dig a large hole in that land, dropping William Black in with the noose still around his neck. And they say that's where he remains. And that's the reason why people see his ghost, especially nights of the full moon, walking down the winding road leading to the Hermitage ruins, usually holding a lantern to illuminate himself, and they say he's looking for his lost love.